Hello everyone, it's Galina, and today we are going to create a cute Love You card. On this card I'm going to combine two background dies, and I have prepared a Y82 card panel for each of the die. From the second die I want to use only a scallop border, but I don't want to separate my dies and I will cut out the frame later. Also, I'm going to use this amazing hard die. It cuts a lot of elements, and for my card I will use two outline frames. So I run my dies through my die cutting machine and I cut out a thin hard frame from silver cardstock and a smaller frame from a white glitter cardstock. And here I have my two white panels. I used a heavy white cardstock for a scallop rectangle die cut because I will add a color on this frame. And this pretty dotted die cut I will use as a main card background. Now I'm going to create a background for the hard frame. I'm using my distressed inks and a piece of watercolor paper. I'm applying red, pink and a little bit of yellow color on a glass mat. I'm activating colors with water and also I'm spraying water on a paper. And I'm dipping this paper into inks on the mat. I love this soft watercolor effect on a paper when colors blend nicely. Next, I'm going to apply some colors on a scallop edge. I don't need the center part, so I'm going to apply colors on my mat only where scallop edge will lay. This time I'm applying a lot of pink color and just a few spots of yellow. Again, I'm activating colors with water in my spray bottle and I'm dipping the panel into inks. I'm dipping the paper until I love the result, but I still have some white gaps. And I'm going to fill them with leftover ink from my mat and I'm applying ink with my finger, but you can use a paintbrush. After that, I dried this panel with my heat gun and I cut out the inner part. So I get a nice colorful frame for my card. Also, I trimmed a bit the dotted panel to fit the frame. Underneath, I'm going to adhere a piece of pink cardstock to create a cute pink dots on the card. You can also use a same smooshing ink technique to create a one more panel and get multicolored dots under the white panel. After that, I attach the frame on the dotted background and I foam mount this panel on a white card base. I simply adore this card already. Now I'm going to create a little scene in the heart window. And I will use a super cute stamp set called PAWS for Kindness bundle and I'm going to stamp this boy and girl on a white paper with Memento black ink. I will need only an upper part of each image, so I don't apply ink on a wall stamp. For coloring, I'm going to use alcohol-based markers and a simple coloring technique. I'm going to blend the colors from darkest to lightest color. My coloring is done, I'm going to use dies from the bundle to cut out the images. When I pulled out the dies, the tiny heart fell out and I decided this was a sign to use it in my card. I applied just a little bit of liquid glue on the back side of the heart frame and I'm attaching the stamped images. I'm going to put them close to each other, but I want the path will be shown. I trim off the excess paper with my scissors and I'm ready to foam mount the frame on the colorful background. As for sentiment, I decided to create my own custom sentiment using chunky alphabet dies. I'm going to cut out the word forever, but using a number die. I cut out all the letters from a silver glitter cardstock, and I hope my camera can catch the shine of these die cuts. And now all the card elements are ready, and I'm going to attach the frame directly on the card panel and add a shiny thin frame around it. And letters I'm going to attach with a tiny foam squares. Here's my finished card with some dimensional elements and a cute scene in a hard frame. This card will be perfect for Valentine's Day too. Thank you very much for joining me today. Full supply list you can find in the video description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!